themselves.
Good evening, everybody. This is your Fleet Commander, Stephen Parmley. Tonight we are joined with Admiralty Board members Corey Grant for Region 15, Brian Case from Region 2. We are joined with Captain Robert Ehl. I know I probably butchered that last name. I'm sorry, Robert, if I did. Tim Johns, of course, nobody really special there. Lieutenant Commander Gregg Kleiner. And Commander Richard Steele, I believe both Robert and Richard are first participants on the show. So welcome, gentlemen. How's everybody's evening doing tonight?
Good.
All right. Everybody staying warm in their respective areas of the planet that you guys are on?
I've been inside watching the Muppet Show most of the day, so I've been keeping warm.
Yeah, it's definitely been it's been a cold one here. We had about 11 inches of snow. And it's just it's been kind of crappy, but not too bad.
We had about 6 or 7 in St. Louis, but it was just a lot of ice, and it just took forever to get things going.
Oh, I'll tell you.
I'll admit we've only had about 4 inches here in Boston, but it's been constantly snowing for the past 2 days.
So I do have to
it's light and fluffy.
I've been advised I should start letting people know if you have small children with you, this is Starfleet After Dark. There probably will be colorful language, if not also drinking. So if you have a small child, this is your warning to please tell your child to go to the other room. Just in case, I want to say, we are adults. We do occasionally drop the F-bomb. Region 3 is not on here where he drops the F-bomb every other word, but it's still fun to say. So there's your disclaimer. Have a great night. Well, I was told I needed to start doing a disclaimer before all my broadcasts because they just really don't know what's going to come out from one of these broadcasts. So, it is what it is. Don't you start, Corey. Let's see. So let's go through and we'll
it's all Corey's fault anyway. So
good evening to Michael, Greg, Eugene, Donald, Charlotte, Logan, Hector, Paul, James, Chris, and of course Paul Williams is saying FFFFF bomb.
All right, Tim. What's the first index card of the night?
The F.
I got the F first.
No, we're not going to vote for me for a second term. I think after all the very hateful messages I got in the last 24 hours about the new policy, I don't think I want to run again.
You were so excited, Steve.
I know I was. I was really excited about making positive change and dragging this organization into the 21st century. And then I was like, okay, I think we can do this. And I start doing the good stuff and trying to get stuff done. And man, the trolls come out the woodwork. Some of these messages I got.
So what's going on with the new policy?
What?
Can I speak to it just for just
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That was a segue for it.
So for those that are not familiar with the new Starfleet policy, actually, I will read it to you because I am the one that basically wrote it. I had some help. There are others involved, but for the most part, I am the one that wrote the entire policy. As a disclaimer, going into it, I have had a number of staff members, ship members, and region members quit in the last 6 or so months. Some farther off than that, but in the last 6 months, it's gotten particularly egregious. And I finally just had enough. I saw a lot of investigations happening that were resulting in finger shakes and hand slaps, and frankly, I'm just tired of breeding the toxicity that social media seems apt to do, as you are all very familiar. This is not exclusive to our organization. I readily admit, like, this is not just an us problem. This is the world in general at the moment. That being said, the policy as written, Starfleet, the International Star Trek Fan Association, SFI, seeks to provide a social environment that is safe and enjoyable for all. Thus, bullying will not be tolerated. What is bullying? Bullying occurs when an individual or a group of individuals repeatedly behaves unreasonably towards a member or group of members whose behavior creates a risk to health, safety, and good order of the organization. Bullying behaviors can take many different forms, from the obvious direct to more subtle indirect. Bullying has a detrimental effect on SFI and its members. Bullying can create an unsafe social environment. Bullying can and has resulted in the loss of trained and talented volunteers. Bullying can and has caused the breakdown of teams and individual relationships. Members who are bullied can become distressed, anxious, withdrawn, and can lose self-esteem and self-confidence. Members who experience this sort of behavior can become callous to and jaded by it. Bullying is also, in some circumstances, against the law. Therefore, SFI shall operate with a zero tolerance policy for bullying of any kind by and to its members. And kind of to speak to Eric's comment there, we do have a process. Like, this is, we're not redefining the process. I made a comment on one of the Facebook posts. This speaks to the end result. When we find something that is egregious and something that is absolutely harassment and bullying, zero tolerance. Like that, more people are reading into the definition of bullying. We all know what bullying is. We know when we see it. It's the whole pornography conversation, when you see it type thing. Plenty of people are going to turn it in. We have a process for that reason. What everybody needs to understand is this is more about the zero tolerance than the bullying, if that makes sense.
But I want to chime in here because somebody had posted something. If somebody makes a claim just to lie to get somebody else in trouble,
that is also covered. That is bullying.
That person will be brought in front of the Admiralty Board, and their charges will be followed per the handbook. So if you falsely accuse somebody of them harassing you, and it finds out that you lied, you are held accountable. We are all adults, and we are all going to be held to the same standard.
I have one more thing to add to that, because it was also brought up in the same Facebook group feed I'm referring to. The question of, well, if it's only between two members about Starfleet. No. If you are a Starfleet member, bullying. I don't care if you're doing it to another member. I don't care if you're doing it to another member. You're keeping someone from the organization by doing it because either they won't join or somebody else will see you do it and talk about the organization. If you are out there producing this type of activity and look for the organization, we don't want you here.
So, people, and if you say it's not happening, that nobody gets bullied, nobody gets harassed, let me say this, okay? My daughter, who's a member of SFI, mentioned a statement on trying to suggest doing something a better way. Well, I guess some people don't understand that my daughter does not have my last name. That's nobody's business. I'm not going to discuss it. And she got attacked and was harassed about her statement because her last name is Hebert and not Parmley, so they didn't know who she was. So she deleted the comment after she showed me. So people, it happens. We are all adults in this organization. You should treat people the way you want to be treated. You're right. I don't think we should have had to do this because we're adults. We should have acted accordingly. Guess what? We don't.
We literally have a statement in our membership handbook that tells you how to act with decorum and professionalism, but we didn't define the end result. And that's all this is.
And Section 9 of the membership handbook lists exactly what happened.
Yeah.
So for you people out there that's going to your regional coordinator thinking, telling them that the CS is off his rocker, that he's got a hit list and he's going to come after me because he doesn't like me. I don't care about anybody. I have no problems with anybody in this organization. What I do have a problem with is if you're breaking the rules, you're bullying members and you're harassing members. I don't have a problem with Corey. I don't have a problem with anybody. My biggest problem I had with somebody, and he's on here right now, we resolved it, and he's a good guy. I have no problem. I'm not coming after you because I don't like you. If you're breaking the rules and you're harassing members and you're becoming toxic for this organization, then yes, that's what the membership handbook there. Every member is afforded the rights according to the membership handbook, and they will be accorded those rights at all times.
It is addition by subtraction.
Yeah. If you break the rules, there's consequences. If you cannot act like a grown adult and you want to get on here and you want to personally attack somebody because they're new and they have new and fresh ideas and you're older and you don't want to see that, you're out of line. Plain and simple.
And frankly, it works the other direction. Like you're a new hat that has come in and are, none of your old ideas have any value, and you just start tearing them apart. Like that's the same thing.
Because guys, I'm telling you right now, this organization is toxic. And why? Is because we have the people that are hateful. We have the people that are disrespectful. We get fresh new people in here, and when they come in, they're excited. They want to help. They have ideas. You get the older people that's been on here, and they tear them apart. They are disrespectful. They are hateful. Guess what? It stops. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Absolutely. I completely agree. I am, first and foremost, I'm involved with Starfleet Academy. That is my passion. That is what I love. But you are right, Steve. We get these old boys club that are just very hateful and just disrespectful. We are 100% volunteer organized club. We are 100% volunteer based. Everything we do is on our time. It's, the amount of crap we get, the amount of negative feedback we get. It's just, this is supposed to be fun. I look past it because I know that there are a lot of different circumstances with everybody, but it's just like, I'm sorry, I'm going to bring this up, but in the case of Lauren, who is our current HR director, love her to death. She is getting so much hate right now from people. And it's for stuff. She's doing things to better our organization. She made a great organizational chart, which I'm forever thankful to her for, because it helps current members, previous members, and even me in the academy and with the courses I'm a director of or assistant director of that help. And she's getting so much hate towards it, to the point where she went off on the Facebook groups.
And I agree with that. And so let me explain how this works. She works for the Commander Starfleet's office. Okay, she works for Member Services. You do not send her a message and tell her you need to change this and you need to do it this way. She don't work for you.
Agreed.
Works for me. And if you have a suggestion, you should probably send it to her as a suggestion, not being a dictating fool.
Right.
Because
anybody that thinks they see the hate that she gets, like I'm her region coordinator. She is also on my staff as part of my regional staff. And the volume you think she gets in private messages, you are grossly underestimating.
That's the damn truth.
Oh, I don't even know the answer, but I can agree because I can tell just from talking to her.
Lauren
she gets.
Lauren is one of those members that has a drive. She is an engineer. She has the love of science fiction, the love of engineering. She has such great ideas, and she is just one of the newest people to be harassed and bullied by people in this organization. So let me make this abundantly clear. It stops. We now have the policy. The guidelines defining the bully. So what's going to happen is if there is a claim of being bullied or harassed, it will come to me and the IG. We will both look it over. There will be a full investigation according to Section 9 of the membership handbook. Nobody is going to sidestep you. And I'm not going to come after you, get your SEC number, and kick you out. Nobody can be kicked out of the organization without the Admiralty Board's approval. And if you've been in this organization long enough, you should know how that works. For one of the members that said that that's what I was going to do, you're a 30-year member. You should by now know how that works. Everything will be done according to the membership handbook. You're crying constitutional rights. You're wrong. You join this organization, you have membership handbook, you have the rules and guidelines of this organization you must follow. You can try it. You can try anything you want. It's not going to fail. You're talking about, well, you don't have the right to do this. Yes, we do. Once you're a member, you are legitimately you have to follow the rules. If not, you're subject to the consequences of those. So, guys, it is 2021. The harassment bullying stops. It took effect at 12:01 a.m. last night. So, take notice.
Absolutely.
We're done. We are absolutely done because I am tired of losing members. I'm tired of getting new members in. And the old guard who's been here 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, and you want to harass and attack a member, guys, you guys need to grow up because you guys think that Starfleet's the cancer. Well, let me explain to you. We're getting new people in. You are the problem. You are what's causing Starfleet to die. You are causing people to run off and be crazy on people. This stops. Zero tolerance.
Tim's had his hand up for a while.
Who was
I
it?
agree.
Sorry, Tim.
Well, most everybody knows that on here I act like a fool. A lot of times it's just to add more fun to this and everything. But one of the reasons why I joined Starfleet was because I was being bullied. For liking Star Trek, and I guarantee every single one in this organization, when they started liking Star Trek, which was the nerd thing at the time, were being bullied because people were liking nerd stuff. So why are you going to do something that you personally had gone through as well? First off, second is why can't you just be nice to people? Why do you have to say, "Oh, do that, blah blah blah," yada yada yada? It's bullshit, is what it is. There's the S-bomb tonight there, so
That's fine. Bring it on.
every single one of us had been bullied at some point or another. And it got to the point that bullying and a lot of stuff is almost what led me to leave this world 3 times. Because I attempted suicide 3 times. Do you want to be the person that causes somebody to end their life because you're not happy with yourself because you want to make somebody else miserable? Think that out when you want to bitch about all these rules and everything. I'm done. You can take me off the big screen. Thank you.
Tim, first and foremost, I'm glad you're still here. Although I love your cat more than you.
Yeah, he's being a brat tonight, so.
Yeah,
well,
guys.
Cats are like that. My cat's currently in the corner, probably going like this with his paw.
Raven Wilson asked, "What did I miss?" Raven, we have now, and under effect of last night at 12:01 a.m. on February 19th, we instituted the anti-bullying and harass policy for zero tolerance.
Also, hey Raven.
and all hell has broken loose. It's okay.
To speak to John's post there, it's like, yeah, us on the Admiralty board were literally affected by this because we had a chain of Region 1 coordinators just roll through. And it was like, what is happening?
In weeks.
Yeah.
It was like bad.
So many people have commented on Facebook and whatnot that I've seen just like, this is bullshit, then leave.
Yep.
Why? I can understand that people are like not wanting to be falsely accused, because we've seen that kind of stuff happen on the news.
Yeah.
That he said, she said stuff, or false stuff being said about somebody or whatever. But it's the fact that, first of all, for this to go as through with the whole process, if there's proof on a lot of stuff, that's going to be the key factor in a lot of it. I mean, if there's no proof one way or the other, it's going to be hard to say. But if you're worried that you're going to be punished for something, then maybe you're thinking you did something that you shouldn't to begin with.
Agreed.
Now, like I said, I mean, I threw away some of my cards, but I'll admit that I could be an asshole on here at times, but I'm not an asshole to people if they need, in real life or anything.
No.
And yeah.
In wrestling I am, but I get paid for that. So.
And WK, kind of speak to your comment. It's like, yes, there should be legitimate concerns about it being abused, because of course these same people are likely to try and turn it and use it in the opposite direction. The thing is, that's why there's a process. Like, that is why we have an investigator general. It's why the commander of Starfleet starts investigations. Like, these accusations need to have merit, and they will be followed to the fullest extent possible.
I mean, I'm heavily involved in Starfleet Academy, which everyone knows. I'm looking to get involved with the Commander of Starfleet's branch. There's no place for any of this crap.
Yeah.
Lauren is one of my good friends on Facebook. We've never met in person, obviously, but just why? What is the why?
She's very passionate. I met her at the Region 2 Summit. She's a sweet woman. She's very passionate about Starfleet. She's very passionate about engineering, but she doesn't deserve to be bullied and harassed.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, we've got a person who acts in Star Trek. Yeah, that we've got a person who acts in Star Trek fan films. We've got a person who represents Starfleet at every convention they're readily able to attend. Yeah, exactly.
Kim's comment,
yeah,
hits it right on the point.
But if you, and like I said, we'll go back to it. If you legitimately have a concern and complaint, okay, if you're doing this to get back at somebody because they hurt your feelings or whatever, and you're found to be lying about it, you're going to be held accountable too. You will.
All right, so this is like the third or fourth time I've seen the name, so obviously this is public knowledge. Who is Scott Akers?
He's the former commander of Starfleet that went psycho.
Nice.
Yep. Yes, he did.
Gotta be more specific than that now.
Really went psycho.
He went psycho and went.
When did all that go down?
I
Because
recognize the name, but I don't recall what happened with that.
He stole money, misled, represented. He did a lot of stuff.
yeah, see, I wasn't here for all that.
You're also describing Dan McGinnis, though, so you want to be more specific.
No, it was Dan McGinnis. Excuse me. It was Dan McGinnis. Oh, wait. So he wasn't a CS. I thought Scott Akers was a CS.
Yeah, that's why I didn't know on that one, because I don't remember him being a CS or anything. Yeah, Dan McGinnis was the one that stole money and everything. I remember that one because I keep pointing it out. So.
Yeah, okay.
Like,
so
I've heard the name Scott Akers. I have no idea who
I
he
got a
is.
message on Facebook from a good friend of mine telling me he's not a CS. I thought he was. It was my mistake, unfortunately, way before my time. So he harassed women. He was a psycho. Kim,
Tell me how you really feel, Kim.
Kim, let's keep the language down. Okay. The TV mature tonight, Kim.
I dropped the S-bomb, though, so, I mean...
Oh, okay, so he was Commandant of the SFMC. Okay, I couldn't remember. I know McGinnis was CS, but I thought Akers was CS. That was my mistake.
Oh, Aker. Just realized that's Carol Thompson.
Okay, so one thing that Carol said is that also don't be a douche nozzle towards new members and get too flirty or anything like that. There's ways around that. If you don't know how to flirt, don't do it. But don't be a creep. That's the other thing. It's like, because being a creep just chases all the new blood out, and we're going to have nothing but 80-year-old people and 100-year-old Steve Parmley, but still. But we're going to have 80-year-old people and no new members at all, and this organization will die quickly.
Damn it.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you right now, it's not liked by many. I don't really care. It needs
Without a doubt, just plain.
It's been needed for years, because this organization's always had a problem with members being harassed and members being bullied. I noticed it when I first joined Starfleet 12 years ago, and it still is going on. And Admiralty Board come with a policy, and I'm enacting it.
The Steele Boys Club.
So.
Okay, this is before Sal's administration. Okay. Yeah, that was significantly before my time.
Yeah. So I don't know them. Don't really care to know them. I've heard enough of that crap.
Right. And without being too coarse in my response to a lot of it, is like, if this new policy offends your sensibilities and you're all up in arms about it, you really need to sit back and take a look at what you've been doing, because you're probably the problem, and you're almost certainly specifically who we're referring to when we talk about the hypothetical.
I personally would love to know why people don't like the policy. If you have a reason, say it publicly. I mean, that way it could be added and figured out. Like, if you're worried about, like, I can understand, like, the ones they're saying about people being falsely accused and everything, or whatnot. But again, there's the whole procedure of it that will prevent that.
And this is just getting onto the same level as the SFDPP.
Yeah.
People don't want to do it, so they're going to complain. They're going to bitch.
So I'll tell you what. Let's do this. If you legitimately have a problem with the new policy, send a message to Justin Fitzik right now, and we will bring you on the stream right now to discuss it. Here's your chance.
In lighter news, Steve, what's the latest on the database?
Hang on. I got that for you, brother. Let me tell you.
We got
27
minutes.
I'll take Fleet Admiral AMA for 400, Alex.
And the answer is, this project will be done soon.
There you go. Okay, so you want to discuss the database? Hot damn, let's discuss the database. We can get off that policy for a minute. But again, if you guys have a problem with the policy, you want to discuss it, come on live stream, send a message to this gentleman here. Where's he at? There you go, Justin Fitzik. That's his name right there, and he'll bring you on, and you can have the floor to say how you want. So the database, okay. We are no longer working with TRMN. I talked to my counterpart at TRMN. Their Medusa core workers. Just basically tell you, they stopped contacting, stopped working on it about July of last year. Left Tony high and dry. So I contacted them, and SFI now has in their possession the version 3 source code for Medusa. We are building our own database as of right now. Tony Knopps has hit the ground running. He's already got the scheme done, and we should have the database up in about 4 to 5 months, 6 at the most, for beta testing, but it will be up this year. We're no longer working with TRMN, but we have everything we have to do to build the database, and we are done.
So I do have one question in regards to that, Steve, actually. With all the delays that there was, wouldn't it have been easier to have each year people, like all the schooling and everything, uploaded onto the database as it is now for transitioning over, or what?
Oh, Steve left.
No, I'm here. My wife had to change. Okay, so Amber, you cut out.
So wouldn't it have been easier, like each year, or to update regularly the database with all the grades and stuff like that? That way, so the transporting of the database from the old to the new would have been a lot easier that way, not having to have everybody input everything after the change?
So there's different stuff we're looking at to handle that. Right now, I don't want to give you a bad answer. I'll just have to say I have to get back to you on that.
Okay. Because that's what I was saying. Because I think one good suggestion is that to get everybody just to relax a little bit. If it could be easily transferred from the old database to the new, then everybody start putting all the stuff into the old database now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, right now I've got Tony literally concentrating on anything. Hang on one second, Richard. I've got Tony concentrating on just the new database. So that's what I want him working on. I'm not really having him do much of anything else because this is it. We need to get this up and going. We're going on year 3 or year 4 of this supposed to be being done. So, and to answer the question for Ruth, we are getting the maintenance feedback for 2021 since they were working on it. Technically, the first part of 2020, we're not going to get that maintenance feedback, and the $2,000 was a donation to SphinxCon and not TRMN. So I don't know how that went. So we're not getting that back, but we are getting the $500 back for 2021 that we paid the first of the year. Richard, go ahead, sir.
So in my mundane life, I'm a document control technician. I know that no matter how you do and no matter how alike two databases are, they rarely play nice.
Exactly.
So that's if you're doing anything where you're doing any kind of switch in the middle of doing stuff like that, you could get as big a mess as if you didn't do it. So it's rolled dice.
So really,
databases talking to each other.
Yeah, the only thing that they delivered to us was an empty core. There was no modules. There was no programming. You could register for Medusa. That was it. There was nothing else. It was an empty shell. And they said that that they did the memorandum of understanding that they completed what they said that they had to do. But the MOU said they also had to do the 4 modules for us too, and they never did that. So they gave us an empty shell, and we're moving past it. We can't do it no more.
And that kind of basically answers my question a little bit. I didn't know which way it would be easier in the long run, though, too, to try to help out all the Academy people that everything they have to upload and everything at some point. So,
from what I've been told, and this is me speaking as a Academy faculty member, is that everything we've been inputting into a Google Sheet is that when the database is up, ready, what have you, they will take our databases and upload everything. As long as we've had the correct SFI member number, correct spelling of their name, everything should upload perfectly.
No, Paul, we're not. We've cut all ties with them and just said good luck and Godspeed. Right now, their Medusa is on version 2. I kind of made the joke that we'll have version 3 up and running before they even do. So, but yeah, no, we're not litigating with them. We're not taking them to court. We're writing it off and being done because really it was a bad drawn up contract or a memorandum of understanding from the last administration. It really is not going to hold. When we talked to the lawyer, it wasn't really going to hold any legitimate help if we went to court. So it's basically we're screwed, blued, and tattooed and got the rear end. So we're cutting ties and be done with it. James McCoy says, what is the provisions will be placed in making storage for backup? So James, the database, Tony backs up every month. On the 31st of every month, Tony goes in and backs up the entire system. So if we have a catastrophic drop off or the database crashes, we literally have all the information. So it backed up every month on the 31st.
So Steve, can I be devil's advocate?
Sure, why not? I'm used to it with you.
Wow. So one of the biggest feedbacks I've gotten from my chapter and my region is that there's no updates from Tony.
You know why there's no updates from Tony?
He's working.
He's busy writing code.
Okay, let me finish.
Okay.
We are all busy. I'm not saying that anyone is not busy than the next or the other.
Mhm.
But it's just you produce these FSUs, these fleet status updates,
Mhm.
and the last 4 to 5 months, nothing from computer ops.
Yep. I know.
I get it. He's working on the database, but so many people, like, I hear the complaints in Starfleet Academy. I hear the complaints in my chapter, my region.
But looking like this, so he also has a vice chief that could also send in a report. He's actually watching this right now. I don't know if I should throw out his name, Greg Mortensen from Region 11, but you can send in a report too. It's not just Tony. So if the chiefs can't do it, the vice chiefs can do it as well. Tony is, yeah, no, I get it. Tony's busted his hump on this, and his vice chief can also send in a report. And for some strange reason, he doesn't do it either. So.
And again, I'm not trying to throw people under the bus. I'm not trying to fucking steamroll people.
This guy right here doesn't do any reports.
It's just that's the biggest complaint I hear from my chapter, my region, and from other people in Starfleet Academy. Yeah. Obviously, Starfleet has the biggest thing to gain from this database is all of our grades for all of our students, but it's just we don't hear anything.
Greg.
Mm-hmm. Side note, Greg, that is an awesome profile picture.
Let me tell you, you are allowed to submit the report. You send it to James Herring, get with him on what date needs to be done. You can do that. It's recorded. Don't say I didn't tell you.
Now you know, and knowledge is power.
Yes. So
come on, that was a cue, and no one took it.
I'm not trying to throw anyone under the bus.
Oh, you're fine.
It's like so many people that get angry about, I don't want to say stupid shit, but just like stuff that.
No, you're fine. I understand. See, you got the frustration I have.
Exactly. It's like
So
we're 100% volunteer based organization. We give all of our time that we can when we have, but it's just the last couple months, things that are of importance to our members, the database, blah blah blah, and to see the last FSUs, no report received, no report received, no report received.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather have that department say nothing new to report than no report received, because at least no report, nothing newer to report means they checked in. No report received means they don't give a shit about us.
So I'm going to change it because I know you're getting a little testy a little bit there, Greg. I saw Logan commented something about should SFI have an app. My question is, what really is the app going to do? Most everybody goes to the webpage or anything anyway, and there's not much to do on the database or the site or really much of anything. I mean, what would an app help with it other than possibly using different things for it?
Well, that's the most important thing when you're developing an app. I actually took a couple of courses in it, is what your functionality for the app is going to be. We actually have to come up with that first before we even consider the app and then which OS you make it for.
I guess the other better thing would be just to have a mobile version of the site, which I think we already have kind of anyway, or at least my phone's good enough that I'd read it no matter what. So,
well, we could have had when they did the memorandum of understanding for Medusa, we could have actually had the app for it too. It was an extra $500, but they chose not to do it. But the new database, the website, the current database, it's all, you could do it all on your phone. It works perfectly fine. There's no need for an app.
Yeah, the database also currently works fairly well. I'm going to put that in air quotes. If you're using an iPad as well. Thank you, Richard. Richard caught my air quotes for me.
All that to say, a suspicious lack of people ready to argue about bullying tonight.
I know. Keyboard warriors.
Fuck the bullying.
So, who else has been watching the Muppets today? Anyone out on the watching us tonight?
I've had it in the background all day while packing. You'll notice the room is empty. By the way, I'm moving, so I've had it on my main television just before it gets unplugged tomorrow.
Where are you moving
I figured
to?
I would help lighten the mood a little bit.
I got a new
that seems to be
home
my
about
job.
12 miles east of where I live now. Just a bigger lot, bigger space, and it's got a bigger. It has an extra garage that the previous owner built, and I'm excited about it.
Good for you. Safe moving.
It's funny.
You're not in Texas. That's a good thing.
No, just Mississippi. It's just cold.
Not as cold as it is here.
Yeah, fair enough. RSS news feeds. I'm not gonna give you shit, James. I just lol.
Hey, I might need to make that one.
I don't even know if I've got. I mean, I'm sure I have equipment that can do it, but I don't think I currently have something that will do it without a new plugin.
Exactly. I would have to go out of my way to do it.
Hey, so I'm going to take 2 seconds to give a shout out to Ruth Fishman, a longtime Region 15 member whose first time watching After Dark is tonight.
Hey,
Hello, Ruth.
Hello, Ruth.
On a bad night.
She's watching on the night that I'm actually at my best behavior for once.
I always forget that you live in northern Mississippi, Raven.
There's no index cards or kitty.
There's been plenty of index cards.
But if anybody does have complaints
And we had
about,
to make up some new index cards.
I still got my sponsorship, so
This is my index card.
So just the Commander, if you're new and you're currently watching, you have not, go to the Commander Starfleet 2020 Facebook page, like or follow that. You'll get updates on when we go live, my critical information I send out there. As of today's date, we have 632 people that like it and 811 people that follow it. So
you can also follow Steve on YouTube, and it'll alert you to when the next one's coming up.
yes.
Oh, is this dual
If you
cast?
want some really good entertainment, ask for Amber.
Yeah.
So if anybody has any complaints about me whatsoever on any of these shows whatsoever, you can always email me and let me know, and it'll be at that email address.
No, it's not.
Sorry.
Amber's gonna beat the shit out of you.
Probably.
Where is Amber?
That's a horrible thing to do.
I don't care. You know what? Y'all send me it. Well, I'll file 13 of those complaints. Joel,
Steve,
you look like
where's your darling wife tonight?
Is he frozen in time?
Who, Tim? No.
Yo.
Oh, it looks like he's frozen.
He's got a screensaver where he's asleep and nobody can see him. We actually had a guy, we have to do virtual fire training because of COVID. And we actually had a guy did that. He actually made it look like he didn't move. He was in the same posture for like 3 hours. And I called his wife. His wife's like, he's asleep on the couch. So I'm like, tell him to turn off his computer then.
How is Amber, Steve?
She's hurting. She hasn't gone back to work yet, but she's hurting.
Mm.
We got a lot going on between ex-spouse drama and stuff like that. So we're making do.
Yours or hers?
All my love and prayers.
Thank you. Podcasting the After Darks. No, we're not. Sounds good. Don't know how to do it, so I have no idea.
This
That'd be
is
interesting
podcast,
question.
trust me, because we use StreamYard for ours too.
Yeah, sorry, I'm catching up on the comments. Raven, or you live out near Batesville or Oxford? Is that the direction you live out?
Nick, anytime you want to join, just shoot me a message, and we will get you on here. We do the After Darks every week, and we do the Ask Me Anythings once a month. And actually, tomorrow is our International AMA, so we'll be on at 2 o'clock.
And for all my fans, I get on here as much as I can.
I'll remove him because I think he's frozen in time.
One moment in
One
time.
time.
I don't know. We'll see how everything goes. Hopefully.
You know,
It's all
everything is
Ryan's
a learning
fault
curve, and
anyway,
everything is an uphill climb.
Yeah.
I did nothing.
I don't know. Your apartment bedroom is kind of quiet, Ryan.
I hear you.
You hear the
Who's
echo.
Hopefully,
Who's just coming in?
It's Kim. It's Kim Donahue to yell at us all.
Oh, yeah, she always does.
Kitty!
Or she tries to yell, and I just have to remind her who she's talking to.
I'll be honest.
I have
Hold
a feeling
this card.
Steve.
Hold that card. There you go. Hold the card.
I think the cat's done. Yeah, that's a cat that's done.
Hi,
being-
Kitty. You're so pretty.
The funny thing is that cat
You're
looks
so much
like
better looking than Tim.
it's a cat.
Hey, let's all watch Tim get mauled by his cat.
I'm going to laugh at
The
that.
first pussy that's ever been mean to Tim.
Hey, Tim, what's the cat's name?
Benji Jr.
There you go, Ruth. She was asking what's the cat's name.
What?
Ruth was asking the kitty's name.
Yeah, it's Benji Jr.
Bella.
There's been 3 Benjis in my life. Benji Sr., which was a dog that we had that looked like the dog Benji. Benji, plain Benji, which is the teddy bear that I use in professional wrestling, and then Benji Jr. Just trying to get into my pork rinds.
My cat used to eat my nachos.
That happens.
Yeah, but, you know,
Why
turning
do
into
you
a bag of
have to
nachos and seeing
you're
a
not
cat's
innocent.
ass sticking out of it, it's really not that appetizing.
That sounds like the cat won, Corey.
Yeah, I was kind of done with the nachos at that point.
Hi, buddy.
Cats are evil. Simple.
Cats can be evil.
No, but they are. They're a cabal. I have the internet. I know this.
Hey, you on TV, buddy? Really?
Well, looks like we should be sending Tim some Band-Aids.
Too late. I'm learning, though.
Well, that's all that matters.
My cat has developed a fascinating new habit. She now grabs a blanket in her mouth, kneads it before she'll fall asleep on it.
Can you all hear me?
Too.
Huh?
Yeah, this one, too.
Oh, your cat holds onto it with his mouth before?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Can you all hear me?
And either that or he's trying to hump it. I don't know.
Who's here from Starfleet Intelligence?
There's a whole joke there.
Yeah, I was trying to.
Which I like.
Stop the biting.
I'm a qualified intelligence officer in the Corps.
Look, everybody watching you.
I've done my 301.
Everybody watching you, buddy. Where are you going?
And this is
Robert,
where the
welcome
cat
back,
knocked the
man.
camera over.
You got frozen in time. We didn't know what happened.
Really? Are you seriously going to do that? Really, Junior?
It's good technology.
Yeah, we don't see no cat privates.
Can you hear me okay now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. What are you? Will you get down or something?
We will wonder what happened. You just looked like you were frozen in time. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I'd like
man, did
to,
you all those-
Hey, who? Oh, I was about to ask who was coming into the Gregg Brady position. And he's frozen again. There we go.
Hey, I want to. I know you talked about the. I know you were talking about everything that was negative, but I want to put a positive out if I can, and it's a challenge to the fleet to kind of unite everybody and play nice. Can I do that here, or is it too?
Oh, go ahead. That's fine.
Okay, we've issued a challenge to the fleet. We started in Region 13, but we opened it up based on a couple of great Star Trek episodes of War Games. And it's a trivia challenge, and we're doing it tomorrow night, and it's opened up to anybody in the fleet. And we're doing it on an app called Kahoot, which is really easy to download. It's like the old bar games where you used to press the button and put the answer in. And if anybody wants to play, it's uss.nomad.yeoman@gmail.com to reserve your spot. And currently we have 5 ships and 18 members playing. So we thought it'd be fun, and we wanted to get it out and see how we could get. Just
Now
fun
we
time
don't-
with a lot of laughs.
Sounds good.
It does. It sounds really good. I got an invite to that, I think.
Yeah, I challenged you personally. But then I'm not playing. I got to host it.
Oh, we lost Greg. I think he dropped his laptop.
It is what it is.
I'm all
So
for
we're doing
those
the trivia
virtual
nights as a way
activities
to
that
meet
keep
other
people
ships, and we
safe.
found it's working well.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I like that idea. Kahoot to do a trick there. Taking notes, Captain.
Stop it.
Yeah, we'll find them. We do trivia weekly. We do parties all the time, plus some meetings. So we probably have four scheduled events a week. So we're busy that way. But this trivia one, we really want the fleet to do well. So many people we can get. We got room for 50.
There we go.
I think
50.
Starfleet paintball is going to be delayed until it's safe to get back together again.
Honestly, paintball is one of the few things that's probably actually perfectly safe, because most places have a 10-foot like safety range where you cannot fire within 10 feet. So everybody stays about 10 feet away from each other. Just saying.
Wow, it's you.
All right.
Homie. How's your apartment down there with the water and stuff?
It was only the living room. It wasn't that bad. Pretty much what everybody saw was what was the issue. Was one of the fire heads in the fire suppression system busted because they didn't put coolant in it, like every other place I've ever lived in my entire life does. So yeah, it busted. They just cleaned the carpets today. They got to come and replace the T fitting for the fire heads, and then fix the drywall and all that. They should be done by Tuesday, hopefully.
There you go. Good. I'm glad to hear it. So is the weather getting warmer down there in Texas?
Yeah, it was like 70 degrees today.
Oh, shit. We're only supposed to get like 53.
Go off.
No, it was hot today. Like, it's fine. Like, people are still driving like there's ice on the ground, but there's no ice on the ground.
Well, it's better to drive carefully than, just go insane.
Yeah, but going 20 miles an hour in a 75-mile-an-hour zone, come on. On a bone-dry roadway.
I've got to admit that being a Canadian, watching people react in the South, especially in Texas, on that level of, like, not necessarily the disaster part of it, because obviously I have some sympathy there.
Yeah.
But being a Canadian and seeing you like sit there and go, oh my God, here's 5 inches of snow, to use your primitive measurements. Even 11 inches. I mean, I'm from Canada. I've seen 4 feet of snow in 24 hours. And
12.
I've not even seen and that's not even like the most, like, I have friends who lived in Montreal and seen, you know, like, hi, bury your car. Like, literally, you can't see your car anymore because there's a big snow. There's just snow everywhere, and you're digging your way out of your door.
Right.
Like,
Oh yeah.
The
Like-
shovel better be inside.
Like, I'm from northern Nevada. Like, we didn't get a snow day unless you opened your front door and you looked out your front door and you couldn't see anything other than snow because your entire house had been completely covered with snow. Then you get a snow day. Otherwise, you better dang well be there on time because otherwise you're getting a truancy officer up your butt. Like, it wasn't no joke. Can we get a link to that Cahoots challenge? Robert, if you send that to me, I'll get that posted up. Or if you send it to
Robert's frozen again.
yeah, but he can still see us. I mean,
Can
just
he?
because his stream is frozen doesn't mean he can't hear us. But
Or
yeah, if
Robert
you can
could
pass
send a
that
link
on,
to the private chat.
he send it to private chat, or if he's on the Facebook chat too, go through there, or send it to Justin and he'll get it posted up. So I assume Justin's in here somewhere. Where's he at?
Oh, have a good
Night,
night, Charlotte.
Night, Charlotte.
Hi, Charlotte.
We need to have you on again. Just saying.
Hello, Elizabeth.
We're having like a house party to celebrate the what would you call it? The expiration of Snowvid 2021. Because the snow's gone. Like it's like already melted. Like it took
I'm
a
sorry,
day.
I'm watching Tim's cat attack him.
I know his cat's crazy, man.
What?
What the hell is that? Is it a
What's
Maine
showing
Coon?
off?
No, I think he's just fat.
You better be careful with that cat, Tim. It's gonna pull a freaking star or like a shooting star on you one of these days, and just like bam.
I ain't taught him no moves. I'm smarter than that. So
You never
And
know.
whoever was talking about podcasting, send a message to Russell about
Oh,
it.
thanks.
And we
Thanks
will,
a lot.
he'll get. Well, you're all the vice chief of communication for media services.
That's true.
Get with him on it, and me and him will discuss it and see what we can do about making it happen. I'm fine with it, but I'll definitely have to learn how to do podcasting.
Podcasting's actually a lot like what we do right here. It's just minus the video. It's pretty much what it comes down to. The only other thing I would say is you want to keep it a little more organized, a little less laissez-faire, because you're putting these up as like episodic.
Mm-hmm.
So you generally want to stay on topic as much as possible. But I've done a couple. I've done some for D&D. I've done some for Star Trek. I've been a guest on a couple on Star Trek in the past. So
actually, Russ actually helped us out get us going on me and Ruby's podcast for the wrestling stuff.
I mean, as far as images, but
Yeah, well, it's showing us how to do a lot of stuff and all the stuff with StreamYard itself. So
I gotta change my. There we go. Now I can read the
Oh,
comments.
I can see After Dark is really not translating well to podcasts. After all, how well does this come over on a podcast?
Very well.
X marks the square. Like, no.
oh, wait, I had the other one.
Let's see.
Dicks.
Sorry, guys. I'm a little tipsy. I'm not. I don't generally appear tipsy like some others when they get on stream, but I am a bit.
Will you stop blaming me?
So Tim, what wrestling stuff do you do?
Professional wrestling.
I got that. What do you?
It's all
Well, no, I
kayfabe
actually
over
have to correct that because a lot of people think it's amateur or like the
Yeah.
Greek style and everything.
Backyard. You got backyard league, right?
You knew you were getting that one, Russ.
Folding chairs.
I'm a manager in pro wrestling. I've been doing it since, oh, good Lord, 24 years this year. So,
What?
go ahead.
Is that a butthole we see on screen?
No.
Yeah.
it has
It's that new Cats.
Can we stop?
Will you stop it?
No.
No.
Well, stop giving the cat your hand.
All those times you were mean and kept putting up those cards, I hope that cat eats you alive.
Where's the phone number card?
I don't give out phone numbers.
Ryan, I remember your room being like more Star Trek-ified than that.
Yeah, I'm moving.
Oh, I got you.
Anyway, yeah, I've been doing it mainly in the Midwest area, Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
Like Illinois, Missouri, those states are usually around and everything. So
Just a lot of like local shows and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never been in big time, have no interest in it.
Ryan, you check what just happened on Facebook.
Oh, I don't want to. No.
You should get a notification that somebody commented on the post that you also commented on.
Let's see if this works now. I was experiencing technical difficulties. Whoever asked about me in private chat.
No.
That was me. You should know if it has no name, it's me.
No. Okay.
Well, it could be you, it could be Steve, it could be Tim.
Oh yeah, that's right. Tim deleted his name too. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yep.
Huh? What did I do?
You deleted your name so you can use your name.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing.
Well, that and the name said Mr. GQ. I don't think that was going to work on this show. So.
And for some reason, I'm still having lag.
Ryan,
well, hello there, Mr.
Stare
Noddy.
into the computer, you see it.
I don't notice your lag like I normally do, Justin.
To specifically address, because I'm not going to bother responding.
Hang on. Listen. Go ahead, Ryan.
To avoid responding to the nonsense in text, Anthony, if you're here, the thing is we acknowledge that the bylaws address a portion of the issue. The issue being, though, that they specifically denote very specific activity in very specific ways.
Yes.
They also, again, don't specifically denote a punishment. It's all left ethereal. This is something different. Actually, I have to go look up the specific bylaw. I don't have them memorized as well as I do the membership handbook.
I will say there is a value to that. It gives the IG, the AB, and CS discretion to determine whether or not an issue is something that needs to be addressed as something as far as an IG investigation, or is it something that can just be said. So, I mean, in some ways, a lot of like I will put in to point out to the peanut gallery here on that motion is sometimes the reason why laws are left general is so that they can be interpreted. When you try to put them to be too specific, you end up basically narrowing the scope of a law to where it can't enforce what the spirit of the law was originally intended. So, I mean, I agree with what the AB passed, 110%, as many here know.
Yeah.
Go ahead. It's pretty much head to thought.
Yeah. It's like, yes, kind of. The thing is comply with any other responsibilities as set forth in these bylaws and the membership handbook. Again, everything is self-referential across the two documents in almost every way. This specific issue is to drive home this is what will happen if you are doing this specific thing.
Right.
Because it says, board of directors may impose reasonable sanctions on a member. Reasonable for driving other members away is that you are no longer here.
Yeah. I will point out, like...
And you can have an issue with it being a backdoor amendment to the bylaws. That's literal. The bylaws referencing the membership handbook causes that. So if you have a problem with the backdooring, you have a problem with the bylaws as written. So that's not my fault.
All right.
Hey, Nick, are you trying to say some of us are scruffy looking?
Right. I look scruffy looking. I was going to put it into context a little bit of why this inaction might have come to pass. So in my... as you see here, or I should say here, Starfleet Intelligence. I've had a lot, and I mean a lot, of blowback from it. I've had people messaging me everything from "we don't need this in the fleet" to "I don't understand what this is. Can you explain it?" to flat out and plain, like, complete misinterpretations of what we're trying to do. We're trying to produce basically resources for the fleet in both recruitment and retention. Now, recruitment it's already pretty much full. There's a lot of stuff available for recruitment. There is almost nothing for a chapter CO, XO, for regional coordinator to look to other than their own experiences and their own projects that they've done as far as retention. My new deputy pointed this out, that the fact that retention is something that really has been kind of failed to have been fully addressed. That said, we pointed out, hey, we want to try to target this. We want to try to figure out ways to solve these problems. And I mean, I understand, yes, we're an auxiliary group, and normally the auxiliary groups are fun groups of people having fun, like Pet Fleet or Mako or Starfleet Marine Corps, but we're taking a more active stance with the organization. We want to basically give something to chapter COs, to regional coordinators, to regional R&R officers, and say, hey, we're trying to help you out. What do you guys need? That's basically what we're trying to do. And I've gotten so much blowback, so much vitriol from very vocal members, and I know it's a vocal minority of the organization, that it borders on bullying to the point where I lost 2 deputies over this. I have, and the VCS can attest to this, and the CS can attest to this, on multiple occasions, I have literally been on the precipice of saying, I don't care, I'm done. Not just with intelligence, but everything. Just like, I'm done. I've left the organization back in 2005 over an issue with Region 4 regional coordinator at the time. At that same point, I've been to that point again. And what keeps me going and what keeps me here is the fact that I know that it's a minority. I know that the majority of the membership is good people trying to do best for what is available here. And some people will say that, and I understand that, but you know what? I've run into it. I've talked with the people. I've talked with members, and I know that there is a lot of people that see there are problems that can be solved by the membership assisting the fleet. And what it comes down to is I've had blowback from both people higher up in the echelon as far as in the fleet itself, but I've also had blowback from just regular members saying, I don't feel this is something needed. And what it comes down to is, if it isn't needed, that's fine. We're producing resources. I'm not throwing something out there to say, hey, you have to use this. I'm throwing something out there and saying, hey, if you find this useful, use it. If not, okay.
And just like I've said before, just because you don't like it does not mean somebody else doesn't like it. It's not about what you like. It's about what the overall people like.
Well, and at the same point, too, like I pointed this out to, I can't remember who I was talking to at the time, unfortunately, but I was talking to somebody and I said, hey, I want to group people in their regions, because what works, what attracts a sci-fi fan in America may not be the exact same thing that's going to attract a sci-fi fan in Canada or in Germany or in Poland or in South Africa. It's going to be different. So each region, each area of organization is going to have a different need. And we're just looking at, hey, let's try to get something together. We're an international organization. And from one thing is in my capacity as ABS, I've learned that there are needs and wants from Region 8 that are completely different. In how things operate in Region 20 compared to like Region 1 are completely different. And there's reasons for that. It's because it's different people, different upbringings, different parts of the world. And it's an evolution. And the reason for this is because people who are trying to help, trying to be positive with the fleet, are getting hammered by a vocal minority within the organization of vitriol. And And it's been prevalent. Like, it's not something that's new. It's been on members only since I've rejoined the organization. And I'll be the first to say, and I'll throw myself under the bus, I've done it. Because I've gotten so frustrated with something that I've started spewing vitriol at people. So no one's immune to it.
I do what I can not to spew the vitriol. I just get dismissive when I get frustrated.
Right.
I just want to, because it's kind of gotten buried in the chat over here and it was on the bottom of the screen, David Nottage was asking, how will SFI deal with two members that don't know their SFI and find out and make a complaint?
I've also sent David a comment, a link to come in and jump in so he can directly address the situation as well.
Yeah,
Ryan, I apologize for stepping over you.
Yeah,
I'm not quite understanding the question.
I think I know the source of it. I'm not going to go into it, but I think I know who's actually asking that question. But when David gets in here, he can speak to it more. However, I said this at the beginning of the broadcast, and we're 10 minutes in, so I'm just going to state it very clearly here. If you are a member of Starfleet engaging in activity like described in bullying and harassment, I don't care if you are doing it to another member. I don't care if you're doing it to a non-member, because if you are seen doing it to anyone, you are actively harming the organization by your actions. We don't want you here. I can't say that more clearly. Do not unequivocally want you here. You are not welcome. Stop it and get out.
Yeah, give me a second here. Actually, I have something loaded up. And this is something we kind of mentioned earlier in our talk, Ryan.
David all sunburned from his time in the sunlight.
Actually, I'm not sunburned. It's the light that's in here that makes me look red.
So that was showing off if you were sunburned, because some of us are freezing. So
he's hanging out in Hawaii.
Okay.
Sunburned from his time in the sunlight.
Actually, I'm not sunburned. Yeah, it's the light.
Somebody's echoing.
David, turn off your Facebook.
He's hanging out in Hawaii.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. I turned off the Facebook. Okay, so Ryan's probably. I heard what you said, Ryan. I guess I'm taking the floor real quick, if that's
absolutely.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right, so I am coming straight out of my Regional 4 commanding officers meeting here.
Called it.
and so the issue that was here's the scenario and the issue that was brought up, and in this scenario, I want to make sure it's clear that I understand where this person is coming from. I also understand that everything in this policy has to be open for interpretation. So let me throw a hypothetical at us just for minor discussion. Oh, and we should all be treating everybody appropriately, whether we're inside fleet or outside fleet. So two SFI members that don't know each other, never met each other, happen to meet up outside of fleet, and an issue rises that could be considered bullying. And one of those people goes and files a complaint saying, oh, I found out that this person is a bully and is bullying me, and I want fleet to deal with this issue because I found out they're a member too.
Ryan, I'm going to yield the floor to you on that one.
Okay, now it makes sense. I got you.
Okay. So how are we going to deal with that? Are we saying that these issues are only?
If we have a member participating in activity that can be legitimately called bullying by our definition, I don't want them here. I don't know how much clearer I can be.
I understand that.
Because if they're going to do it to a person that they don't even know, they've never met, why wouldn't they do it to another Starfleet member? Or just as a member, doing it to somebody, that's not enough. Like that hypothetical, I know exactly who asked it because it got asked to me in a Facebook group from the person. I know who told you that and asked you that.
Actually, it's not. It's a different person that actually.
All right, well, you got two.
But it's coming from this. It's coming from the same. So
yeah, but it's like I don't want a person here who is willing to engage and continually engage in activity that berates, demeans, makes us look bad. I don't want somebody to be part of the organization like that. They are actively damaging us by doing that, whether they know if the other person is a Starfleet member or not, because that's one thing that kind of got lost is like, yes, 2 members, but if it's just one and they're doing it and we find out they're doing it, I don't want them here either, because you're keeping somebody from joining. You're also, other people are seeing this potentially. Yes. Like, oh, Starfleet is toxic because I saw this one member do this thing over and over and over, and they're still in the organization. Okay. It's like, I just don't want that here.
I mean, to add on to that, like, it makes perfect sense. When I was in the United States Navy, I was told flat out in plain, whether I'm in uniform or out of uniform, I represent the United States Navy in everything I do. Regardless if it was going to a McDonald's and complaining about the fact that my food took too long, or doing later. Now, I'm now a member of a motorcycle club. It is the same exact thing. Regardless of whether I'm wearing my colors or not, I represent my club. Anyone who is a member of any type of social club or group of people should understand the fact that by being a member, their actions, whether it be directly related to or indirectly related to, is going to possibly affect. Whether or not it actually does is a different matter. But the fact that it could, that person you flip off on the side of the roadway because they were going too slow on the road could have been the wife of a person who's in SFI with you, and they recognized you from a meeting or an IC or something.
Or you drove by and you had a bumper sticker on your car. I mean, like, there's so many little things that just give you away.
And what it comes down to is if you choose to be a member of a greater organization of any sort, whether it be the United States military or a foreign military, from my perspective, or a fan club, your conduct goes into that. Like, and being regional coordinators, you deal with it more than anybody in the fleet because you're elected officials of this organization. You're held to an even higher standard than people like me or Justin. And then you have COs who are held to a higher standard as well. So what it comes down to is our equivalent of our mission statement, to like post it out, is to point out 1.1, what is Starfleet? Starfleet International Star Trek Fan Association is a not-for-profit corporation chartered in the state of North Carolina. It is dedicated to the uniting of fans of Star Trek, as well as pursuing the future envisioned by Gene Roddenberry as depicted in the Star Trek television series and movies. Community service and charity fundraising are a large part of what makes Starfleet more than just a group of people who like Star Trek. And that's the point. Like, we're more than a group of people that just like Star Trek. We purposely go out of our way to raise funds for a scholarship fund. We go out of our way as chapters to produce funds for whatever charity we choose as a chapter to generate those funds for. That said, I mean, we should be holding ourselves to a higher standard. And in all people, like when we're in our own groups, like members only on Facebook or the Discord, we should be treating our fellow members like they are fellow members and not just dumping on them because they're trying to do something. If we disagree with it, there are better ways to go about voicing a disagreement than saying that's a stupid idea or just bad talking them more than anything.
Well, I spoke to it in the AB call yesterday, and I don't want to call anybody out. I don't know the names. I'm not really concerned with it. And, frankly, it did borderline, but, it was one of those moments where I clicked on something that was very positive on our Facebook page, and I did the dumb thing on the internet and clicked the comments. And, like, somebody was proud of themselves for passing OTS. And like in the comments, it was people berating the academy, and it's like, what are we doing?
Well, it's like I keep coming back to it. The ideology
hang on, Justin. Tim's had his hand up for a few minutes. Go ahead, Tim.
Michaela in the chat actually had something about the intentions of extending the movement to issues regarding sexual harassment. Isn't that already commonplace in all the rules on it?
That is in there, yes.
Yeah. Because
that actually falls under the harassment statement. It is a separate section and specifically denotes sexual harassment and stuff. So yes, that was already here. That's a legal side of things too.
And definitely, if anybody has any issues whatsoever, talk to somebody higher up or whatever. Make reports if you have to or whatever, though, too. I would recommend that 100%.
Go ahead, Richard.
Justin was first.
Oh, Justin.
Nope. I was just going to go the ideology that we learned from the Vulcans. IDIC, infinite diversity, infinite combinations. I keep coming back to it. We all should strive to live like that each and every day, no matter what creed, race, sexual preference, disability, mental, physical, whatever it is. We all need to accept everybody. Period.
And then I'm going to.
That doesn't, and accept does not mean agree.
Yeah.
We don't have to agree.
Listen, okay, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of people, especially on the AB, they don't agree how I do things. They don't agree on some of the statements I put out, but they are adults.
We just don't care about we just don't like your ugly mutt.
Well, hey, my wife doesn't like that either. But
you have a dog?
They are adults enough to say, hey, I have a question, or hey, they don't harass me, they don't bully me. Guys, everybody's adults. I mean, it's the 21st century. You can't be an adult. You probably don't need to be in the organization. I'm not even gonna lie. It's getting tiring. And if you can't abide by the rules, and if you're actively harassing people, and if you're actively being a bully, the policy started last night at 12:01. It's done. If you don't want to be part of this organization and you want to be toxic to help drag it down, come to me, send me a message, and away you go. No hard feelings. Good luck. Godspeed.
And
I think part of that too is when people say things like, well, then you're infringing on my First Amendment rights. Your First Amendment rights say that you can say whatever the heck you want. It doesn't say that what you say is not going to have consequences.
Thank you. So if you are a member in Starfleet and you feel that because you have a disability or mental health issue and you're a member and you feel like you're being harassed or you just feel like you're being left out, you can. We actually have a department called Starfleet All Access, and you can reach out with them, and they are accommodating. They are working. So if you not look up Starfleet All Access for anybody that feels like they are being singled out because of a disability. Of course, we want to know about that too because we're going to nail somebody's ass to the wall. Just saying.
Richard, go ahead with what you were going to say.
Yeah, so to counter the Vulcan point and be very Klingon-like, it's one of those things where until we put a row of heads on pikes, and that's what it's gonna. And I'll be honest, like in every fandom that I deal with, and I'm also a member of the SCA, and I deal with it there. I'm literally at the conclusion of it is that putting heads on pikes, figuratively, sometimes literally, but like figuratively, is going to be what you need to do.
Yeah, and that's, like we're not here to do it, but the state of the matter is that's the likely outcome is because people are going to line step and they're going to charge right at it, and this is after dark, so I'll say it. Fuck around and find out.
Yeah, I'll be there with you. I don't mind.
Pretty plain to say there, Ryan.
I firmly believe that, like, if you're toxic, if you're a bully or whatever, I'm fully willing to put your head on a pike afterwards and go, yeah, hi, gone, get out of here.
And kind of one of the things I was going to say, and I'm not meaning to call the rest of you guys older. it is what it is. It's like I joined this club when I was 29, and I'm 35 now. I still see myself as one of the youngest in the room a lot of the times. The things that people have said to me as 55, 60, 65-year-old people still to this day blows my mind.
You telling me? I got a message from a 59-year-old person literally telling me that I'm just the commander of Starfleet and I've got an axe to grind to people and I've got a hit list. Okay, listen, okay. I'm not paid for this job. I don't care if some of you live in your parents' basement. I don't care what y'all do. Okay, the only reason if you guys are on my radar is because you put yourself there, because you're harassing somebody, you're being a bully, and you're toxic. That's the only reason you would be on my radar. So if you're on my radar, you probably did it on purpose, and you get the consequences. Turn it off.
Do people not get consequences?
Well, I guess you got that one right.
Okay. So, I know when Eve was on here, I think 3 weeks ago, and she was the youngest person in the room. I'm 44.
Really?
There's my devil in disguise.
Just for the record, I'm 44, and I joined Starfleet, I think, in 19.
That's a good one.
That's the first time the F-bomb made it on the show tonight.
We love you, buddy.
Incorrect.
I technically said fuck around and find out first, but
it's true. Ryan did it.
I broke the seal. Sorry about that.
Oh, you're all right.
Hey guys, I'm gonna take off, so I'll see you later.
All right,
to what we talked about. Oh shit!
What was that?
That was a fucking taser.
Oh, again? Good lord!
I have mine too.
Honey. Chase me with that motherfucker. Your dog's gonna look funny in the morning.
Oh shit!
That's how we get down in Kentucky. I'm just saying. This is how we jumpstart all women to cook breakfast.
Welcome to After Dark, Ryan.
Do what?
I was just saying, welcome to After Dark.
Yeah. I was on the very first of these, and then just kind of let it roll. So there's been 47 since then, or 46.
Yeah, Ryan was actually one of the very first. He was him and Jeremy Carson was my test guinea pigs, and we went live for damn near 4 hours. And we
fucking Steve was like, "Yeah, let's just try it out and see what it looks like. We'll be about 10, 15 minutes." And 4 hours in, we were plastered screaming at each other.
Shit off the bed.
Well, Steve, you'll be
that one
is
in the library on YouTube, isn't it? So we can go back.
Yes,
and
I'm not sure.
Oh,
it is on YouTube.
This is Gentleman Jack Daniels with Pepsi Zero.
Oh, nice. I gotta try
I've
that.
had to stop drinking. I'm on a diet.
Yeah, it's called part of the diet. It's called alcoholic consumption.
No.
If you taste me with that, so help me God, your nuts are gonna hurt.
You still have them?
Amber, you about made me spit my drink out of my mouth right at my camera.
Oh, I'm
But
sorry.
No, you're
yeah,
not.
just the last thing on the bullying thing is we talked a lot about Lauren and all of that, but one of the big things was when people started just berating Steve's daughter, and it's just like, man, y'all fucked up. You don't know how bad you fucked up, but you fucked up.
Well, I mean, it's just like last year during the whole election, there was a member. I'm not sure if he's a member of Starfleet or not, but he was a Star Trek fan, and it was on my friends list. And the negative stuff he was posting for political people, I had enough. I deleted his friend. I took him off my friends list. I don't have him on my friends list anymore. It's as simple as that. If you don't agree with what somebody is saying, get rid of them. Get them out of your life. You don't need that negativity.
Yeah.
And I think that's going along the same lines of what you were saying, Ryan. If they're going to be toxic to the organization, to people, we don't need them in the organization.
It is.
No, yeah, Ryan's all right. When you guys obviously did not know who she was, I'll give you that. But when you went there and tore into my daughter,
I'm glad I didn't see the comment because I probably would have started sticking up for.
You're lucky because 1, she's a country girl, and 2, she could probably knock you on your ass with 1 hit and not even blink twice. So,
3 if she can't. Her mom can.
but she brought it to my
But-
attention, and I read it. I'm like, and she's like, I'm not saying nothing. I'm just deleting it. I was like, okay. And then I seen some more crap go down, and I got with Ryan. I said, okay, I've had enough. What about you? And then within 24 hours, we had policy.
It is this particular policy is the platform upon which I built my regional coordinatorship. And I was like, I am getting this done before I'm out of here. It is my hill to die on.
Well, there you go.
And kind of, we said it earlier, but it's like it is addition by subtraction. By getting rid of these kinds of folks, like it can be nothing but positive, in my opinion.
I fully support said policy.
Hey, Joel, once you start mixing stuff with vodka, I drink it like Kool-Aid.
Oh, you're right. It'll be 20 degrees outside and she wants the damn window open.
You're definitely not right.
Sounds like a good time, Amber.
No, it's like 20 degrees with a wind chill of like -2, and she wants the window open.
And
It's all this devilness in me.
It's all that
I'm
redhead.
hot.
Yeah, she's hot because of redhead. She's a devil in disguise.
well, y'all's got to cool Steve down.
Shit, he's cold as ice.
Yeah, thank you.
But you know what, though? I'd rather, if I'm going into a situation, I know who I would want behind my back to help support me, and that would be you, Steve.
Oh, what are you kissing ass for? You're not getting a promotion.
I'm not trying for a promotion.
I'd rather have Amber behind my back. She can fight better than he can.
She's got a broken back and just had back surgery. She'd probably just be able to yell at him. She won't be able to do much. She'd hurt.
She can still fight better than you can, Steve.
I still feel nervous. I might hurt afterwards, but they asses whooped.
I swear to God, when the weather gets better, I'm coming up to see you, Mr. Johns. I'm going to bobblehead you like the Gibbs slap of all time, buddy. I'm like, hey, gotcha. All those times you did those little show cards, my phone numbers and my emails, and vote for second term, like this crap you get ready to say. There you go.
Well, here's something that Richard will get. Make him feel like a Pez dispenser.
Oh, Richard, tell us about whiskey.
You can't make it from corn for starters.
I forgot about the card that I actually had.
Yeah, you put that on.
So
I'm a Scotch drinker, so my biggest thing is you can't make it from corn. You can't make it from maize. So
Steve, you come up here to St. Louis, I'll stick my cat on you.
that apparently will work.
Sorry,
And then you hold his taser.
I'll shoot it with a taser.
Did you see that? The cat just reached up and smacked him.
You don't want to the red eye's not going to hurt you.
I'll get the cat with the
Fight
taser.
him. That's fine.
I was just going to say that. You tase the cat, the fur will fall off, and it'll be a hairless cat.
Yeah.
For real?
No, not for real.
I was gonna try it.
Jesus.
Yeah, see the people I've got to deal with. How much money do you spend on those? Exactly. That's what I like to know too.
It's $1.95 at your local Walmart.
Oh, I got them even cheaper.
$1 Canadian.
I just finished.
So that's 75 cents American.
My bachelor's a couple of years ago.
Sponsored
I've got
by-
so many packs of these left over from my classes because I would buy a pack, I'd start using them, then I'd lose the pack, and then I graduated and found like 8 packs of them.
Well, I'm so glad that you can use it to accommodate to ruin my life a little bit more.
Well, it's that one thing that's really important. It's your point Sharpie.
You misspelled permanent, Justin.
I know. Ryan.
No, we need to vote Ryan Case for the next Commander Starfleet.
Oh, fuck you.
Corey for CS, Tim Johns for VCS.
Yeah, no thanks. I like being married.
I talked to Richard Sams once upon a time about that, and he said something very similar.
Well, Corey has some hidden information that'll be coming out later this year.
I
actually have a question. Hold on. I have a question. Steve, can you actually run for can you be a VCS?
Yes.
So what happens if you're VCS and then the CS that you ran with steps down? What do you think?
That's where I was going.
We've already discussed this.
Yes, I can.
Actually, I threatened that one myself.
Yes, I can be VCS, and if something happens and the CS steps down, the Admiralty Board would have to make a special resolution to appoint me CS.
Hey, dum dum, let me tell you what they're doing.
I know what they're trying to do. I know exactly what they're trying to do.
She called you the appropriate name too.
Yep. My wife calls me a lot of things.
I know your husband.
You ever gonna get James on one of these things, by the way, Steve?
Wait.
You ever gonna get James on one of these?
Steve, does that mean there's a big X on your forehead or on the top of your head?
Amber. Yeah. Amber.
Make a dum-dum.
Look at the screen, Amber.
I fucking hate him.
And it's fully charged because I found the charger and everything.
Yeah, see,
girl.
she has to get close to hit me. I can hit mine from 45 feet away.
Yeah, but yours is hanging in the closet.
Yeah, but
I can have you tased before you got there.
But my pew-pew's not.
Your pew-pew. He's
How
here.
do you get a 45-foot range on yours?
Because we've got the extended prongs on them. For
I've
the
got an X26C and I've got the 15-footers.
Yeah, no, these are the right control prongs.
Oh,
it's
you
like
got the
the like this. Bitch, you put that sort of guy. Don't you do it.
Do you guys carry the 4-ounce pepper sprays?
See, I could already had you before you even got
I would
it.
punch you in the eye.
And I'm crippin', remember?
You're fucking special. All right. God bless it.
Oh, Lord.
You do realize it will hurt more than you.
Stop! I'm hurting.
Go lay down before you get hurt.
Go lay down. I'm not going to taste you.
Bullshit.
No, wait.
My ass.
It's funny because I'm from Canada where you can't have a taser.
Really?
Unless you're a cop.
Wait. Hold on.
Because we have shitty self-defense rules.
Don't y'all got cattle prods there?
Yeah.
Oh, do you know how easy it is to make a cattle prod?
Yeah, and that's sort of like going like the fact that
San Francisco.
that's like sitting there and going like in Churchill, we have gun racks because there are polar bears everywhere in Churchill, Manitoba.
He tased me. I got rubbed.
No, we don't do that almost anywhere else in the country.
Don't hurt her backwards.
Lifestyles, the CS first lady.
Oh,
Yeah, but if you have a cattle prod, it will do the same damage as a taser.
I know.
It's a little fun, just saying.
I got robbed.
Cattle prod's illegal.
Hey, I remember watching the Mountie, okay? WWF.
You knew where I was going on that.
So you can build a taser out of a flash unit from a camera, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, when I have electrical cord and a plug-in.
Why would I want to ruin this?
Oh, you wouldn't ruin a good camera. What you do is find one of the old disposable ones with a flash on it.
Amber said that you can make a homemade one by a plug and plug it into the wall and just hitting you from the other end.
Yeah, but it has a very short range.
Yeah.
But it's going to be.
Although I suppose Amber would run around the yard with like a 25-foot extension cord.
Nah, screw that. I'd give her 100.
Ow!
I'd give her 100-footer.
Klingon pain stick. Ain't that the damn truth?
Our 100-foot extension cord became a 75 and a 25 when it got run over by the lawnmower.
Hey, mine too.
Where's there? Hopefully they weren't plugged in.
Actually, yeah, it was.
Mine was.
Who had the fun
no,
of?
it was a clean cut, and we have GFCI outlets on the outside of our house.
Okay, good.
Breakers, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it just really annoyed me because it was my extension cord.
But you're married, so everything is his and his is yours.
Oh my God, that's funny.
It is true.
God, I'd like to, but then he might get use of force claims and abuse of power and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Just pick him up and body slam him in the cell.
Oh, you know,
Just because we're married doesn't mean we share all of our favorite
Took
toys.
it. I had no taser. He took it.
Get the one out of it. Get the one that's hanging up.
You chase me with that, and your nut's gonna hurt when you go to sleep. Just so you know.
I want to see you jump too, motherfucker.
Yeah, but I'm tripping.
I'm trying to remember if a Claymore is longer than a Kentucky rifle.
Probably.
Because I have a Claymore.
There's my ink pens. Give them here.
So who's all going to the IC?
Not it.
Not it.
Ryan, we know you're close by. You gonna make an appearance?
Where's the IC?
Tallahassee. You got to unmute yourself to say no.
Negative.
It's a little far for us.
Oh, I'd be more than happy to go if, not for, little things floating in the air at the moment.
Yeah, I'd be more than happy to go if I didn't desperately need.
I was actually looking forward to going this year.
Yeah.
But, my health
Any
is
luck with that conversation
more
we
important
discussed
to me.
last night?
Not yet. No, I haven't talked to her yet this morning. I had to work last night. I got off and I slept till 4 o'clock. So
My husband's parents are now have a place down in Florida, and they keep asking us to come visit, and I keep saying no.
I have a need for childcare from my mother, who is an at-risk person, and I'm waiting on her to get the vaccine before I can do anything like that. So,
yeah, unfortunately, like our numbers for the registered for the IC she was telling me a couple weeks back they were not what they should be at this time. So I don't know what we'll do. Well, we're going to try to see if we can get it pushed back another year if we have to.
I really do think like the hotel will work with us. I mean, they know. They're dealing with it every day, I'm sure.
I mean, it is a shame that I will be the only CS that has not actually been able to travel to any of the ICs.
Yeah, it is. It is what it is, man.
Yeah.
So 2022 is your last term? Your last year?
My last year.
Thank God.
Don't say last term.
Last year of this term.
I stopped myself.
Unless I become BCS and something happens and I have to move up.
Right.
So we'll just do a Klingon promotion.
Huh?
It's just one more dent on the bumper.
Right?
Yeah, for me running him over and him hitting his head.
Well, I mean,
what would actually happen if
$50
nobody?
for every time we make him bounce hammer?
hang on. What, Tim?
What would happen if nobody actually wanted to run next election?
I don't think you'll have
Then
that
someone
issue.
would have to walk.
Oh, believe me, somebody's going to run because there's plenty of people that keep saying they're going to run that don't like how I've ran the fleet.
Because you're an asshole.
I know one of them.
I know another one. The other one's in my administration.
Don't point at me.
Not yet.
I have zero interest in being CS.
First, I'd have to Shanghai someone to be VCS that I actually would deal with, and I don't think I know anyone who.
That is the rub.
Well, I had somebody ask me if the AB would ever change the rules where ACS could just remain in office, and I'm like, I hope they do it after my term.
But you've done so much good for the fleet, Steve.
I'm burned out.
I understand.
Well,
You're already halfway.
That's not. That doesn't negate Justin's comment.
I was burned out August 31st of 2020.
What were you negating my comment on, Richard?
Oh no, just because you said that Steve had done good for the fleet, and what he was saying about being burned out had nothing to do with your comment.
True.
Doesn't negate your comment, right? Like, and it's an opinion. We're all going to have different opinions about leadership and stuff like that, and there'll always be something that can. And I'll be honest, almost every single organization I've ever been a part of, at every single level, you can always find a legitimate criticism for everybody in leadership.
Well, Chris, I tell you what, buddy, when I first joined Starfleet, I never, ever wanted to go higher than just as a ship CO, period. That was 12 years ago. So, I got tired of the bullshit. I got tired of how people got treated. I got tired of the way the fleet was ran, and here I am.
Well, I mean,
I basically had somebody tell me either shit or get off the pod, and so here I go.
well, I'm sure at some point somebody like I can't not see somebody in our group in the next 10 years doing that, having the same problem, where somebody says, "Well, if it's such a thing, whatever our issues are, if it's such a thing, then run for CS." And then it'll be two of us who'll get drunk and stupid and fucking do it.
Well, here's the funny thing. Bill Rowlett, who is one of the people that helped recruit me into SFI, he's also on my chapter. He's the one, because I bitched to that man all the time, and he was the one that said, and he's like, you just need to go ahead and do it. And he's the one that convinced me to run. Got you there, Tim. You gotta be a little quicker there, buddy. I can't believe you said that about Richard. Shame on you.
Whatever. on the plus side, it hasn't pointed at Ryan yet. So
no, Ryan's the young pup. Ryan, how old are you?
35.
Oh yeah, Ryan's younger than me.
Oh my god, I
And
got socks
I
over
turned
there.
44.
Well, so it goes Ryan, me, and then the rest of you old people.
Yeah, I'm an old bogey. Proud of
you
it.
know how
You like 60 motherfuckers? Oh, crippled.
you know how old this scrub is?
How old?
It says Starfleet Medical on it. I bought it in '95.
Wow.
That's when
I have the
graduated high
same
school.
one. It's actually a little bit older.
I was.
Well, I bought it in '95 because I ordered it out of
I was in junior high school.
I was in 5th grade.
I have a question about your scrub. Is the printing still good on it? Mine's all faded off.
Oh. Ow. That hurts. Well, mine's good.
Well, Steve, you know how you said you never wanted to go above the chapter CEO? And I said the same thing? Well, I've been convinced.
What, you gonna run?
So
maybe.
So Corey, mine's fine, but mine's also been in storage 99% of the time. I think I've worn it once.
Justin.
Oh no, I used to wear mine all the time.
Yeah. I've worn mine once. And I think I washed it once. But
Hey,
basically just hitting the closet.
Actually, if you take a nice clear picture of the logo on the back, I'd like to try to remake that one.
I don't think mine has a.
While you're figuring that out, I just thought of something. With Carol saying, she said her age, I'm not going to repeat it because I'm nice to women.
73.
Yes. But who is do you know who the longest continuous still member of Starfleet is?
Jeffrey Higdon, I think.
I was going to say, yeah, I think so.
Either him.
I know Carol's been around since at least I've been in fleet. That much I know.
It's either him or Linda Smith behind Dale.
Okay.
I don't know. I'd have to look it up. I know both him and her have been around 25 plus years.
I've been around longer than that.
How long have you been around?
I've been in Starfleet for. Wow, it was 88, 89.
Jesus Christ, Corey.
I've been
3. I have. Well, okay, I do have a lot of hobbies, but.
So I'm going into in May. I'll be in my 30th year.
Who's that?
By the way, I would have been in Starfleet longer, but one of the people I used to hang with at cons used to say, "Don't join Starfleet. They're a bunch of flakes."
Nice.
All right, so I was just told that these are the two people.
There you go.
How long have they been for?
Let me see. I don't think I can pull them up, but let me try.
This October will make 8 years for me.
That's it. I mean,
next month will be 6.
I'm an XO. I have 2 years and a month or something.
If I remember correctly, the
Game of chapter
database
seal.
has the wrong date that I joined. Let's see. There's the fastest way to get mine.
I was walking through.
Yeah,
I can tell you
the
that Linda
Starfleet database
Smith.
says I joined in '91, and I know it was before that.
Yeah, Linda Smith's SEC number starts in the 1000s. So.
Yeah, but they changed the way they used to do the SCC numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I still remember mine whenever it had the region dash on it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I lost all that old paperwork.
I still have some of it somewhere, but I actually remember the old SEC number. I can't remember half the shit. Save my life. I can't remember to wake up sometimes, but I still remember that number for some reason. I don't know why.
I went to go see Into Darkness, and my ship that I'm currently on, CO, was hosting a recruitment event, and I just walked up and signed some papers, and they contacted me.
How I learned about SFI is March of 2015. I had just woken up. We had the local news channel on, and they had the local chapter, who is no longer part of SFI, was on. I sat straight up and I went, what? That day, I wasn't working, but I still had the money in the account. I joined Starfleet and joined that ship that very same day.
My mom, well, she knew I liked it and everything, and also knew all the drama and bullshit I was dealing with people making fun of it. And she had found one of the old printed applications that shows you how old that is at one of the comic book stores in the area, and gave it to me as a gift. And I didn't sign up right yet, but I did maybe 6 months later after that. Which we tried to research enough of it. I still think it was before May of '91 that I had joined, but I couldn't find anything else other than that. I just knew Jeanette Maddox was the Commander Starfleet at the time.
If I would have known about the organization in the 90s when I was in high school, I probably would have joined back then.
Well, I joined. I'm going to blame Derek France for it, and we've been friends for a while. And I was at Calgary Comic and Entertainment Expo, and I asked a shit ton of questions. And
hey, you belong here.
And to be honest, I joined the SCA the exact same way, just the year before. So, but
I used to be part of Gold Rivers. If that tells you anything, Richard,
I'd have to look it up.
It's California, Sacramento area, local shire.
So, like west, or you're in Kahit? Yeah, no, you're in west, right?
Nope, I'm in Kingdom of the West, Golden Rivers.
Okay, yeah, okay. I have friends who are in that, probably in that group, because I think they're based out of Sacramento or San Francisco. So I'd have to look at the group membership thing.
I just figured out exactly when I joined. I looked at the date of my OTS.
Which was when?
I did my OTS in '90, and I waited for a couple of years for being in Starfleet before doing it. So it was '89. Sorry, '88. My original Starfleet paperwork has been lost in several moves.
Corey, I was 3.
You were what?
I was 3 when you joined Starfleet.
I was 11.
11, 12, depending on what month. So,
I turned 44 in a week.
Oh,
I
okay.
promised I would roll up in here for about 2 hours. It's almost midnight.
Yeah,
and I've got six. I've got
let's call
6
it.
house showings.
So, all right, guys. So tonight we were joined with Admiralty Board member Corey Grant, Ryan Case. We were also joined tonight with Tim John, Richard Steele, and Justin Fitzik. And as always, guys, thank you all for coming on. Sorry, I was answering a bunch of ass-raping messages about the new policy. So I hope everybody has a blessed night. And as always, remember infinite diversity and infinite combination.
Good night, everybody.